Good morning, everyone. Let's start with a meditation, and I'd like to continue with what we were doing yesterday evening. So first, of course, to settle body, speech and mind, so finding that good posture, letting the breathing settle into its natural rhythm, bringing the mind into the present moment, setting a good motivation, and then we're going to focus on the sensations of the breath throughout the body. So the main emphasis in this practice is simply relaxation. So we'll do a 20-minute meditation. As an act of loving kindness for yourself, allow your awareness to descend into the body, simply becoming aware of sensations throughout the body. And using the out-breath to relax and release any tightness or tension in any part of the body. And bringing your awareness to the area of your face, and softening and relaxing all the muscles in the face. Mouth and jaw soft and relaxed. And all the muscles around the eyes soft and relaxed. In this way, allowing the entire body to become completely relaxed, completely at ease. And at the same time keeping the back nice and straight. Then we can take 3 slow, deep breaths, maintaining awareness of sensations throughout the body as you breathe. Then allow the breathing to settle into its natural rhythm. Not trying to control or regulate the breath in any way. Simply allowing it to flow naturally and effortlessly. And then not dwelling in the past, not anticipating the future. Simply allowing the mind to come to rest in the present moment. Simply focusing on the sensations of the breath throughout the body. And maintaining that ongoing flow of mindfulness of the sensations of the breath throughout the entire cycle of each in and out breath. If you get distracted from the breath, remember the first thing to do is simply relax. Then release the distraction and very gently return to focusing on the breath. And if you find yourself becoming dull, drowsy or sleepy, then use the in-breath as an opportunity to arouse and refresh your focus, to sharpen your focus on the breath. So relaxing and releasing any tension or distractions on the out-breath and sharpening the focus on the in-breath. can bring the meditation to a close. Let's start with a short review of some of the points we covered yesterday evening. So this is what's called Foundations of Shamatha Retreat. So remember, this word shamatha is a Sanskrit word, and we can divide that word into two parts, shama and ta. Shama means a mind that is calm, and ta means to remain or abide. So shamatha is a calm mind that is remaining or abiding single-pointedly on an object. So shamatha is a level of concentration that we are trying to cultivate in the spiritual path. This single-pointed concentration. And of course, in the Buddhist path, there are many levels of concentration we can develop. And the word concentration in general is in Sanskrit samadhi. So we can develop many levels of samadhi. The one that we are focusing on here in this retreat is called shamatha. There are higher levels called jhanas, and then there are even higher levels called samapattis. So we can talk about developing these different levels. And this practice, this shamatha practice or concentration practice, is one of the three core practices in Buddhism. That in all Buddhist traditions we talk about the three higher trainings, three main areas of practice. The first, of course, is ethics. So we have as the basis ethics, avoiding harmful, non-virtuous behaviour. So this is the basis. And then on that basis we engage in this concentration or shamatha practice to cultivate and develop a very calm, clear and focused mind. And then on that basis we enter into the wisdom practice, sometimes called vipassana practice. And here, of course, in wisdom practice it's the wisdom to realize the nature of reality. And this is important, of course, because the Buddhist assertion is that the underlying root cause of our mental afflictions and suffering is our distorted view of reality. And so if we want to overcome our distorted view of reality, we have to come to see reality as it is. We have to realize the nature of reality. And this is vipassana practice. And of course we're talking about not just having an intellectual understanding of reality, we're talking about directly realizing reality in meditation. Because to overcome our distorted view of reality, we need more than intellectual knowledge. Intellectual knowledge of reality is not going to really change much at all. We need to bring that inside. We need to bring our intellectual understanding of how things exist into experience through meditation. We need to come to directly realize the nature of reality. To do that, of course, we need a very calm, clear and focused mind. We need this mind of shamatha. So that's why shamatha is the basis of vipassana. And what we are doing in this retreat is also we are balancing this shamatha practice with the compassion wing of practice. Because if we only engage in shamatha practice, or even the same applies for vipassana practice, if we only do shamatha or vipassana practice, there's very much a danger that we can become very self-absorbed and very disconnected from the world and even insensitive to the sufferings of others. So to avoid that extreme, to balance, we need to work on the compassion wing of practice, and we're doing that in this retreat through what's called the 4 immeasurables. And we're looking at those practices in the session after lunch each day. Now, how to train in this Shamatha practice. There are 3 aspects. First, what's called preconditions. Preconditions is talking about how to set up our life in such a way to support this practice. This is very important, and we'll look at this on day 10, the last day of the retreat. Then the actual practice of Shamatha, as with all practices, has 2 parts: meditation and what we do for the rest of the day, how we integrate that into our daily life. And in meditation, as in all meditations, there are 2 parts. There's the preparation, what we do at the beginning of the meditation, and the actual meditation. And we saw in the preparation, we are to prepare body, speech and mind. To spend as much time as we need at the beginning of each meditation to set up a good posture, settling the breathing, and then preparing the mind. Then the actual meditation practice will go a lot better. And in the actual meditation practice in the Shamatha training, we're looking at 4 points. What qualities are we cultivating in this practice? What objects should we focus on in this practice? What tools do we use for the practice? And what sort of faults can come up in the practice and how do we overcome them? And then the integrating into daily life, like the preconditions, we'll look at how to do that on the last day of this retreat, day 10. And then also we're going to be looking at the stages of progress in this practice. How can we know if we're progressing in this practice? What are the stages that we go through in this practice? So we're going to be looking at that a little bit later in the retreat in some of the evening sessions after dinner. So yesterday then, in terms of the actual Shamatha practice, we looked at the first 2 of these points. The first is the qualities. What qualities are we cultivating in this practice? And there we saw that in the meditation text, usually 2 qualities are mentioned. Stability, i.e. a stable mind to be able to focus on the object without becoming distracted. But also we want to be able to focus on the object in a very clear way, so clarity, overcoming dullness. But I added a 3rd quality yesterday that normally you don't really see in the meditation texts,